Learning how to think positively was the biggest upgrade I ever made to my life. And I know that sounds dramatic, but the moment I started to change like my normal thought process into a mostly positive one, everything shifted. My happiness went up, my stress went down, and I just felt lighter. Life just felt lighter. And this isn't just some motivational talk either. Medically speaking, positive thinking is linked to lower stress levels, better heart health, and stronger coping skills. That's the science behind it. But from my own experience, I genuinely believe positivity is one of the most important parts of self love. Honestly, it's the core of it. If you watched my last video or one of my previous videos about my mind or about mindset, you'll remember when I talked about how negative I used to be. And if you haven't seen it, I strongly recommend checking it out because it gives more context on it. But I finally changed the way I thought. And I didn't just feel happier, I felt peaceful. And that peace is hard to explain. The best way I can describe it is like taking a really good shower after a long, exhausting day at the gym. That reset, that calm, that feeling like everything just settled. When I make these videos, I try to paint like pictures because it makes easier things to, I guess, understand a lot more. And honestly, it's a lot easier for me to explain things. So if some of my comparisons sound like a little odd or a little weird, just work with me here. But positivity isn't just refreshing, it's powerful. When you shift your mindset, negative comments, bad situations, and intrusive thoughts don't hit as hard anymore. They still happen, but they don't control you, And no, positive thinking alone won't magically stop negative situations. That's something you can handle in other ways, which I might touch on in a future video. But in my everyday life, thinking positively has helped me see the best sides of bad situations, and it's boosted my overall mood. And more than anything, it's massively improved my mental health for sure. And the biggest confirmation for me came from the people around me. My family and friends started noticing the change before I even talked about it. And to this day, I still get comments about how I glow, or how much I'm easier to be around. That's something a lot of people don't realize, when you become a positive person, you're not just helping yourself, but you're also helping everyone around you. You've probably heard the saying, "You are who you hang with," and that's real. That is real. People feel your energy, they pick up on your vibe, and when you constantly bring positive, calm energy into a room, you unconsciously show others a better way to think, react, and live. They take notes unconsciously. Now, practicing positive thinking is actually pretty simple. One of the main things I do is challenge negative self-talk. I check in with my thoughts. When I catch something negative, I try to reframe it. I find a like more productive perspective. You know what I mean? Affirmations helped me a lot too. I know they sound cliche, but telling yourself positive things work way more than you think. And don't just take my word for it, just try it, but like really mean it, really tell yourself like, okay, you're doing a great job, I'm just like, try it out and you'll see how much of a huge, impact that gives you. Living healthier also played a huge role. Exercising, eating better, or at least trying to, and getting enough sleep all have a massive impact on your mood and stress. There are plenty of other ways to practice positivity, but these are the main ones that worked for me. Becoming a positive person will shape your life for the better. I have no doubt about that. I know it changed mine, but it's not my job to tell you how to live your life. And that part's on you. So I hope you take everything I've said into consideration, and I hope you make your mind, man.